excited to speak with you today. It's been such a long time since I posted a video, and as y'all know, the last video was all about healing from your brokenness and walking into your purpose. And today we're talking about a new topic, and it is how love expels fear. Love Expels Fear was actually a chapter in Perfectly Loved that I got a lot of feedback on, and how it helped people drive after their fears. And what's even better than to get someone's personal story of how they let go of their fears to follow their dreams. And I'm so excited today because I have a really good friend of mine with us today. Her name is Star Scott, and she is absolutely an amazing singer and model and performer. And she does everything in the name of God, but is just one of the most friendly people you'll ever meet, a great aunt and a great daughter. And I'm so happy to be able to introduce her to all of you guys today. But before we meet her, let's cut to a clip of some of her great work.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, yea, proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So amazing. That's Miss Star Scott, and today I have her with me. Hi, Star.
Hey, Raina.
So glad you're able to come out to the park with me today.
Thanks for the invite. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are some of your dreams?
Okay, well, let's start with me. My name is Star Scott, of course. I'm pretty normal, really. I like chicken. Yes, I love chicken. That's probably like one of my favorite foods. Let me think what else. I have 4 brothers, 2 sisters. I have some nieces and some nephews. I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama. My favorite color is green.
I'm glad you had the list.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm pretty normal.
Awesome.
I'm pretty normal. I am a singer, model, actress. Those are the things that I absolutely enjoy doing, and that's pretty much it.
So great. So when did you decide that you wanted to be a singer? When did you first determine that, oh my gosh, I'm good at this?
I think I was actually in elementary school, and we had what are those things called? Career Day. And at Career Day, everybody was supposed to, come up with what they want to be when they grow up. And I wrote down singer, and I did that, but it seemed very popular for some reason, because everybody else wanted to be doctors, they wanted to be lawyers, they wanted to be teachers. And to me, in my mind at the time, I was like, well, that seems very, very practical. Maybe I should, I don't have anything in common with anybody else. So I went home and I came back, and at the time my aunt was a secretary, and I was like, well, I want to be a secretary.
Wow.
And I don't know, that's just what happened. But I don't think I'd ever forget that day, because I still think about, why did I even change my card? Because I've always wanted to be a singer, but whatever. So I've always known that I wanted to sing. And just while growing up, I was just always in front of people some way, some form, some fashion. Nothing degrading, of course, but I was just always in front of a crowd, always in front of the camera. I've always just wanted to sing.
Now, was there a point in time, I know you talked about how at one point you felt like you had to be a secretary, or you had to do something in an office like everybody else wanted to do. Was there a point in time once you became an adult where you kind of strayed away from singing thinking you had to do what other people expected?
Well, so I had a plan. And my plan was, whatever I'm doing, I'm just going to be singing on the side. You know, I'll sing for fun. It'll be kind of like, it'll be my professional hobby.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it, because I wanted to secure work. I wanted to, you know, make sure that I could live this American dream that pretty much I was kind of groomed to do.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just something I always did on the side. So even when I was in school, I had my classes and this, that, and the third, but I always had that elective of taking choir. And I've been a choir student since, let's say, middle school.
Wow.
So I did it all the way up until college, and even when I finished, let's just say that was always something that I did, and I was so serious and passionate about it. It was like I was doing it on the side, but like I said, I just wanted to ensure that I would have work, that I would, you know, be able to live this American dream. So, and I had never seen, you know, anybody in my immediate circle or that was successful at doing it. So the only roadmap that I had was, you know, what was placed before me, what people would accept, you know, what felt like it was something easy to reach.
Yeah. So you found a way to incorporate it into your life.
Yes.
But you're like, I might not make money off of this yet, so
Yeah.
let me just get a real full-time job so I can actually take care of myself.
Exactly.
Which is a place that a lot of people are at in their lives, where they're like, I want to do something else. I have this side hustle that I want to make my full-time job, but transitioning to that is just so difficult and it's scary. So, what were you doing recently this year when you decided to fully pursue going after your dreams and singing and entertaining?
Well, let's just back up. It didn't matter what I was doing. It just felt like every time I would go to work, I always had a backup plan. Like I always had an exit. You know, like, how am I going to get out of here? You know, if I ever have the opportunity, I'm going to make sure that I'm in at 7:30, out at 4:30, 5:30, just to make sure that I could go to my fun activities of the day.
Afterwards.
So that was just really, you know, what my focus was. It was just, I was always trying to get out of that arena into the arena that I really, really loved. And just with my exit plan, it just so happened that I was being contracted out to do some work. And my contract ended, and I really just couldn't pick up anything else. But that wasn't so much. The problem was, I really didn't want to do anything else. You know, I was hoping that something would come up, but I had already made up in my mind that this is what I'm going to pursue, win, lose, or draw. But when I was laid off for the last time, I just decided that nothing else is working. You know, when am I going to stop playing around with my life, with myself, you know, and really, really do what I absolutely love to do.
Gotcha. So it became like perfect timing. I'm gonna stop hunting. I'm not gonna hunt for a job anymore. I'm gonna use the time that I have now to pursue what I really want to do. No, that's not what happened.
No, it wasn't like that. You know, it's not like somebody goes, oh, I quit, and I'm gonna go pursue my job. You know, that's not easy, and I wouldn't advise anybody to say, quit your job today and go follow your dreams. That's not what I would say, because there's a certain mindset. You know, you are letting go of a lot of things that are consistent into this, I guess you could just say, this real walk of faith. And so that's not the advice I would give anybody. And I can't even say that, you know, all the stars aligned properly and it was the best time to jump off or to jump ship. It was just that I was tired of not being happy at work, at home. Like, I was just tired of that. And that was the thing that, you know, just really You know how like sometimes doors just continue to close for a reason.
Yes.
And I felt like
Yes.
trying to find the perfect job or trying to find the perfect way to take care of myself. Those doors kept closing, and they weren't stable for me like they are for my peers. And I question myself all the time, like, well, am I smart enough? Do they really like me? And those weren't the things. The truth and point was that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I had to come to grips with everything that I have grown up to understand and grown up to accept is not for me. And who I am is already in me, and I should be doing what's easiest.
For sure.
For me to not only to accomplish, but things that I want to be better at.
Exactly.
Things that challenge me, but I enjoy it at the same time, and it was not in a cubicle.
For sure.
It's not in a cubicle.
How did you know that God was with you that whole time, and that he believed that this was the perfect time for you as well? Or was there a point in time where you weren't sure what God wanted you to do next?
I was never sure what God wanted me to do next. Never ever sure. And like there wasn't like the ceiling didn't crack and lightning bolt came down and God is like, this is it. It wasn't like some fairy tale.
Exactly.
It was learning to be content, first of all, and just truly believing that, and even now, that He will never leave me, nor will He forsake me.
Sure.
I haven't missed a meal. There's certain things I don't eat because I have chosen not to eat them, not because the meal wasn't prepared for me. So that was pretty much it. It wasn't. I can't even say that. It was more so me making that commitment to say, okay, God, be with me. I trust you. I believe you. This is going to happen.
That's really powerful to say something like that, for sure. So now, since you've basically gone to pursue entertainment full time, what are some of the barriers or same fears that have come against you in the last year that you've had to fight against mentally, and just people who sometimes come against you? You sure you want to take this question?
Well, it's been a roller coaster. I would say that, but I'm so excited about life now. It's a different type of excitement. It's just a different type of excitement. It's and I really can't even explain it right now, but it's a different type of excitement for sure. But as far as anything, you name it. Just things. First of all, I realized that I have to be mentally strong.
Yes.
And that has definitely been a challenge because everybody that you knew, or not you, everybody that say I knew or I was around at the time, they're not here. And you really realize that you have to do it. It's no one here but God and myself. And, if I was depending on anybody, trust me, they fell through. If I was hoping for, a dollar amount to be in my account, it did not happen. So all those things that, I thought would happen like clockwork, they just don't happen. Whether it be from relationships, friendships, money, none of that. So it's really you, not even you, but it's really me just being confident in who I am and just knowing that God has me in the right place at the right time, and continuously trusting, and believing in Him. But you name it.
It's happened.
Different. Just all types of obstacles.
So how do you daily, just on a day-to-day basis, just for anybody who's trying to go after a dream, they have to get rid of these mental blocks almost daily, sometimes every single hour, reminding yourself there's a purpose for this, there's a reason for this. So what is something that you consistently do daily to keep you from, giving this up and trying to do something else?
I try to remember that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect. And this is for me, so it's going to work.
Amen.
And the more I would try to make things so cookie cutter, the more ridiculous it turned out.
Yeah.
You know, and even if you just look at people, no two people are created the same, so that no one's path for success is going to be the same. And even my life period is not this cookie cutter type deal. You know, like the things that I talk about, it's very rare that people can relate to me because my life was nowhere near maybe as cookie cutter as theirs turned out to be. So even when it seems like I'm, you know, doing ridiculous things or, you know, first of all, I'm just a person of faith. I'm a person of hope. And you know, faith and hope, they don't necessarily pay the bills, but they do keep you going when you don't have that cookie cutter atmosphere there. So every day I just try to remember that this is a perfect day that God has made.
Amen.
And, you know, I'm just going to be rejoice and be glad in it. You know, there's no day going to come around and be the same anyway. And that maybe things aren't perfect, but God is.
Exactly.
And I cannot put myself on this level with God to try to be perfect, knowing that He is perfect, because I'm going to mess up every time, you know. And even after I mess up every time, I'm going to, you know, things like errors. They always they trip you up, you know. They make you doubt yourself. They make you feel like you're not worth doing something, or you're just constantly trying to be better. That you get bored. And even with just not trying to be perfect, I don't do everything the same way every day. You know, like my schedule sometimes is different. I don't, you know, I honestly just wake up and just really just be led by God about what's the next thing for me to do. Not that I don't have a plan. That's it. Because I do have a plan, but as far as, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but this is a perfect moment to do so.
Go after it.
Exactly.
That's a great, Star. I'm sure you're going to inspire a lot of people with your story. Is there anything, like, say you had a girl right in front of you today who was kind of in the same shoes you were in a year ago? Kind of what would you say to that girl who wanted to pursue her dreams?
Know your why. Know your why. Your why is going to be the thing that's going to keep you going. Know your why. And I don't mean like, I mean, if it's for money, fine. But, you know, those things will fade away. But know why you're doing something. And anytime you feel like you're derailed, always go back to why you're doing this. And I would hope that why is something that is solid. Something that is consistent. You know, for me, my why is my family. You know, just to be able to leave a legacy, leave something to my children, to my nieces, nephews, you know, my family back at home, to give us something, you know, as a foundation or a stepping stone to do other things.
Exactly.
So, you know, you just have to have your why. If you're totally depending on your talent, your friends, the money, you're going to be disappointed every time.
Exactly.
But I can always look at my family and say, this is why I'm doing this. You know. So that's what I would always say. Know your why.
That's Star Scott, guys. Know your why. Definitely, we all have passions and we have things that we want to do. But if you're not doing it for the right reasons, then and you don't have a true reason why that will keep you steadfast in that dream, you won't make it, and it'll be difficult to continue every single day until you know exactly the reason why you want to pursue your dreams. I know that my reason why for everything I do is God, because I know He's immovable. But just like Star, knowing that you're going to be able to help your family is even more important as well. So I thank you guys all for listening today, and I hope that you dream bigger, dream louder, and go after all the dreams that you have and never stop dreaming.